Welcome to our spine-chilling journey into the unknown. Tonight, we're diving headfirst into the shadowy world of urban legends. These aren't your grandma's bedtime stories. These are the tales whispered in hushed tones, the ones that make you double-check your locks and sleep with the lights on. Let's kick things off with a classic Bloody Mary, a name that sends shivers down the spine of anyone who has ever heard the tale. The origins of this legend are murky and shrouded in mystery. Some say Bloody Mary is the vengeful spirit of Mary I of England, also known as Mary Tudor, while others claim she's the ghost of a woman who died tragically in a mirror, her soul forever trapped within the glass. The ritual to summon her is deceptively simple. You stand in a darkened bathroom, the only light coming from a flickering candle, and whisper her name 3 times into the mirror. Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. Each repetition feels like a step closer to the unknown. The air grows cold, goosebumps erupt on your skin, and if you're really unlucky, that's when things get interesting and terrifying. Some say she appears as a horrifying specter, her eyes burning like hot coals, her hands dripping with blood, a sight that would haunt anyone's dreams. Others claim she's a harbinger of doom, a glimpse into your own untimely demise, a chilling reminder of mortality. There are countless variations of the legend, each more terrifying than the last, each adding its own twist to the tale. But one thing remains consistent: the sheer terror that grips those who dare to summon Bloody Mary, a fear that lingers long after the ritual is over. One story tells of a group of teenage girls who decided to try their luck, driven by curiosity and a sense of adventure. They huddled in the bathroom, giggling nervously, and performed the ritual, their laughter masking their underlying fear. The candle flickered, the mirror seemed to ripple, and then silence filled the room, a silence that felt almost tangible. Just as they were about to chalk it up to childish superstition, one of the girls screamed, a sound that shattered the stillness. Her friends turned to look, their blood running ice cold at the sight before them, a sight they would never forget. The girl's reflection, once full of life, was now a grotesque mockery of its former self, twisted in a silent scream of agony, a vision of pure horror. Another tale recounts the story of a young boy who, dared by his friends, decided to prove his bravery, a decision he would come to regret. He stood before the mirror, heart pounding, and uttered the fateful words, each one feeling like a step into the abyss. Nothing happened. Relieved, he laughed it off, thinking it was all just a silly game. But later that night, as he lay in bed, he saw her, a figure that would haunt his nights. She stood at the foot of his bed, shrouded in darkness, her eyes burning into his soul, a presence that felt all too real. The next morning his parents found him, his eyes wide with terror, his face frozen in a silent scream, a testament to the horror he had witnessed. Next up, we're hitting the open road with the vanishing hitchhiker, a tale that has intrigued and terrified travelers for generations. This legend has been around for centuries, transcending borders, cultures, and languages, making it a truly universal ghost story. It usually involves a lone driver, navigating a desolate stretch of road and encountering a figure shrouded in shadow, thumb outstretched, seeking a ride. They pick up the hitchhiker, often a young woman, who is usually quiet, maybe a little sad, and sometimes even eerily calm. They strike up a conversation, and the hitchhiker might mention something about their destination, a place that sends chills down the driver's spine, making them uneasy. And then, just as quickly as they appeared, the hitchhiker vanishes. Poof, gone, leaving no trace behind, leaving the driver in stunned silence, questioning their sanity, and wondering if it was all just a figment of their imagination. Some say these vanishing hitchhikers are restless spirits, unable to move on from their tragic pasts. Others believe they're messengers from beyond, delivering warnings or final goodbyes to the living, bridging the gap between the worlds. One famous account comes from the winding roads of Oahu, Hawaii, where the legend has a unique twist. Legend has it that a beautiful young woman in a white dress flags down unsuspecting drivers along a desolate stretch of highway, her presence both enchanting and eerie. She'll ask to be taken to a nearby housing development, but upon arrival, the driver finds she's vanished, leaving behind only the faint scent of ginger flowers, a haunting reminder of her presence. Locals whisper that she's the spirit of a young woman who tragically died in a car accident on her wedding day, forever bound to the road. Then there's the chilling tale of Resurrection Mary from Chicago, a story that has been passed down through generations. It's said that a beautiful young woman, dressed in a white dress, flags down rides outside Resurrection Cemetery, her ethereal beauty captivating yet unsettling. She'll ride in silence for a while, then ask to be let out near the cemetery gates. And just like that, she disappears into thin air, leaving the driver with an unforgettable, spine-chilling experience. Chapter 3. The Crying Boy, A Portrait of Tragedy and Terror. This is a story about a painting that's anything but still. It's a tale that has sent shivers down the spines of many who have come across it. It's about the haunting image of a teary-eyed boy, forever immortalized in a canvas that seems to attract misfortune. The sorrow in his eyes is almost palpable, as if he is crying out from the depths of the painting. The Crying Boy painting, there are multiple versions, depicts a young boy, his face streaked with tears, his eyes wide with sadness. Each version seems to carry the same weight of despair, making it hard to look away. It's a haunting image, one that's said to bring bad luck to those who display it in their homes. The aura of the painting is so intense that it feels like the boy's sorrow seeps into the very walls of the room. The legend gained traction in the 1980s, when a string of house fires in England seemed to have one eerie connection. Each house had a copy of the Crying Boy hanging on the wall. The fires were devastating, leaving families homeless and in despair. Firefighters even started whispering about the curse of the Crying Boy, claiming that the painting was somehow responsible for the blazes. They spoke of the painting with a mix of fear and respect, as if it held some dark power. Newspapers published article after article about the mysterious fires and the painting at the center of it all. Headlines screamed of the cursed painting, and the public's fascination grew. People started getting rid of their copies, fearing that they too would fall victim to the curse. The fear was so pervasive that even those who didn't believe in curses felt compelled to act. Some even held public burnings of the painting, hoping to lift the curse. These events were almost ritualistic, with people gathering to watch the paintings burn, hoping to rid themselves of the bad luck. One of the most famous stories involves a firefighter who claimed to have seen a copy of the Crying Boy survive a devastating house fire completely unscathed. His account added fuel to the fire of the legend. According to his account, the painting was found lying face down on the floor, surrounded by ashes and debris, yet it was completely untouched by the flames. It was as if the painting had a life of its own, protecting itself from the inferno. Another story tells of a woman who received a copy of the Crying Boy as a gift. She was initially thrilled, not knowing the dark history behind it. She initially dismissed the stories as nonsense, but soon changed her tune when a series of unfortunate events befell her family. The misfortunes seemed to come one after another, leaving her in a state of constant anxiety. Her husband lost his job, her son was injured in an accident, and her beloved dog passed away suddenly. The string of bad luck was too much to ignore. Convinced that the painting was to blame, she tossed it in the trash, only to find it back on her doorstep the next morning. It was as if the painting refused to be discarded, clinging to her life. Terrified, she decided to burn the painting, but every time she tried to set it alight, the flames would die down, as if the painting itself was fighting back. It was a battle of wills, and the painting seemed determined to win. Thanks for joining us on this eerie exploration of some of the most unsettling urban legends out there. We've journeyed from haunted bathrooms to desolate highways, and even taken a detour into the cursed world of art. Remember, these are just stories, legends passed down through generations, often embellished with each telling. But there's a reason these tales persist, a reason they continue to send shivers down our spines and make us double-check our locks at night. Until next time, sleep tight and don't let the urban legends bite.